going on, y'all? It's your girl Bonnet coming to y'all with another video, and today I am going to show y'all 5 tools that y'all can use to deep condition your low porosity hair. Now, if you ain't got low porosity, I don't know how much I can do for you. I don't really know a whole lot about high porosity and medium porosity, but I do know about low porosity because your girl got low porosity. And for those of us who got low porosity, we know how difficult it can be to moisturize our hair or deep condition or style it or anything of that sort. So some of y'all probably like, what is porosity? Because you'll be surprised, well, at least I was surprised when I found out how many naturals don't know about porosity. But basically, when we talk about porosity, we're literally talking about how well or unwell your hair absorbs and retains moisture. So between the porosities, we have low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity. So when we talk about low porosity does not have an issue with retaining the moisture, but it does have an issue with absorbing the moisture, and here is why. Low porosity hair, our cuticles are tightly closed. So the molecules and water in the products that we use are actually too big to penetrate our cuticles. So basically all we need is something to open our cuticles up so that the products can penetrate through. However, our hair retains moisture very well because once those cuticles close, they close. And so that's completely different than high porosity hair, and that high porosity hair can absorb moisture well, but it does not retain it well simply because of the fact that those cuticles, they stay open. So with high porosity hair, a lot of times you'll see them use proteins to fill in those gaps and good sealants like butters and certain oils to close those cuticles so that they stay closed and retain that moisture. Medium porosity, I mean, you perfect basically. You don't have an issue with retaining moisture or absorbing it. Your hair, it absorbs the right amount of moisture, and I mean, you good basically. Like I said, you're perfect, so you ain't got to worry about nothing. But like I said, for those of us who have low porosity hair, again, we got to open up those cuticles. So it's been said that one of the ways that we can do that is use heat. Now, I know a lot of naturals are very, I guess you could say wary of using heat, because a lot of times when you think of heat, you automatically think of heat damage. This is my opinion. When I think of heat, I automatically think of, well, actually I say this, not that I automatically think of anything, but I don't automatically think of heat damage. When I think of heat damage, I think of, using flat irons often or blow drying your hair too often. You see what I'm saying? And even with blow drying, because I know there are some naturals who wear wigs a lot, or who just do a lot of different hairstyles, so they may use heat to stretch their hair, which in my opinion, again, I'm not no professional, I don't necessarily think that anything is wrong with that. I mean, with anything that you do often, you always have to be careful. However, flat ironing often is a whole different story, and that's something definitely as a natural you need to be careful of. But when we talk about using heat to open cuticles, that's no different than you standing in the shower and the steam from the shower is opening your cuticles. It's literally the same exact thing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the very first tool that I think is a great tool to deep, oh Lord, I can't talk. The very first tool that I think is a great way to deep condition low porosity hair is simply using a plastic bag. So it could be a Walmart bag or a Ross bag. It don't matter, just a plastic bag that you done got from the store. It doesn't matter what kind it is. So with the plastic bag, it'll do something what we call the greenhouse method. But you can also use shower caps as well. So this is what you can do. Before I explain what it is, this is what you can do. You can put your shower cap, or you can use multiple bags, multiple caps, depending on how much hair you have. You can put a bonnet over your head, or you could tie a scarf over your head, or you could do a bonnet and a scarf, because I actually used to do that. Just something to tie your hair down to retain all that heat. So what happens is, what was I about to say? I'm sorry, y'all. This happens sometimes. I have my thoughts. Give me a second. Bear with me. Okay. So, yeah, what's going to happen is, the greenhouse method. I didn't know how to word that, so I'm sorry about that. But, yes. So, the greenhouse method is basically when you put, like, plastic or something over your hair to retain the heat, because your scalp naturally gives off its own heat. So, like I said, you just tie it down, whether you want to use plastic, scarves, bonnets, or whatever. But the intent is to, again, retain that heat, you know, and that heat in and of itself is supposed to open up your cuticles. So the great thing about this is for one, it's very cost effective, because if you already got plastic bags laying around the house, then this is something that is very easy for you to do. And like I said, you can use multiple bags. When you go to Walmart or whatever you shop at, if they have plastic bags, just save them and you can literally use them for that. And then another thing is it's very mobile, so you can go to the store, you can clean up your house, you can take care of some things literally while you're deep conditioning your hair. The only thing, and this is my opinion, the only con rather that I have to this, is that it takes longer for you to deep condition your hair. Simply, at least that's how I felt when I did it. Simply because you're having to wait for your scalp to accumulate the heat. There's no other type of manipulation other than literally, again, like I just said, the heat that's coming from your scalp. So again, sorry for being repetitive, but you're going to have to give your scalp some time to accumulate the heat. So you're not going to be able to deep condition in like 15 minutes if you're using the greenhouse method. And again, that's just my opinion. But like I said, if you have the time, you know, it may take you like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But yeah, if you have the time, then I definitely recommend doing that. Cool, cool. So the second thing you could do is just use an over-the-head hair dryer. So, of course, with over-the-head hair dryers, the only con that I can think of is the fact that you have to sit there, you know. However, over-the-head hair dryers accumulate heat, right? Put a plastic bag or a shower cap over your head. Just sit up under the overhead hair dryer. You can deep condition your hair for 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however you want to. And then boom, you're done. However, again, just going back to you're not mobile. So you'll just have to sit there. Maybe you can read a book. Maybe you can edit some YouTube videos or whatever you want to do. But, you know, if you don't mind just sitting up under the dryer for a little bit, then that definitely works for you. Now, when it comes to over-the-head hair dryers, I personally researched them. I have one, but I'll be honest, it's not the best. The issue that I have with the over-the-head hair dryer that I have is that it does not adjust. And y'all, I'm short. I'm only 5'3.5". You can't forget the half. You know, I got a little something, but I ain't got a whole lot. And that thing, it, like I said, it doesn't adjust. So I usually have to sit on top of pillows anytime that I'm using it. And also, you know, it has issues where it'll like, it gets hot. Don't get me wrong, it gets really hot. But because I'm so short, it's like the way that it dries, like the ratio is off. Because it'll like dry in the front, but maybe not the back. So I don't use it too often. So I guess you can kind of say I like wasting my money on it, which I hate. But, you know, I make it work. I haven't used it in a while, you know, but you know, I make it work. I'll probably just sell it, to be honest with you, because I really don't use that thing as often as I thought I would have when I first bought it. So if you can find you a good hairdryer, you don't mind sitting up under the hairdryer, again, that's for you. And of course, we know depending on over-the-head hair dryers, they can get quite expensive. So if you have the money to spend, make sure you definitely do get a quality over-the-head hair dryer. Cool, cool. So the next thing that I have is, and this is my favorite one, y'all. This is my absolute favorite one. I wanted to say this one for last, but I'm excited to talk about this. So this is a heating cap. So I love this thing so much, y'all. This thing has honestly been a lifesaver, and I'm about to tell y'all why. Heating caps, in my opinion, are just amazing. For one thing, like I said, just like with the greenhouse method, they're very mobile. So you could just put this on top of your head and walk around your house, go run errands, and do whatever you want to do. All the while, you're still conditioning your hair. But the main reason why I love this thing is the fact that I can condition my hair in like 15 minutes, excuse me, and I mean, and it does an amazing job, you know. And all I have to do is pop this in the microwave. The highest that I've ever done as far as 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And I will say the longer it stays in the microwave, of course, the hotter it gets. And then when the heat does wear off, you can put it back in the microwave. So how hot it gets and how many times you have to do it does depend on your microwave. You see what I'm saying? So say if you put it on for 3 minutes and then it doesn't get hot, you may have to put it on for another 3 minutes. It's very safe to use in the microwave as well. So all you would do is either put a plastic bag or a shower cap over your head. You want to do that to protect the inside. It's really comfortable, as y'all can see, and it's very sturdy as well. So it can definitely hold heat. It holds heat amazingly, y'all. This was about $40. I don't know if there are some that cost more, but I personally think that these are definitely worth it. If you gotta run an errand but you really need to deep condition your hair, or you got 15 minutes but you ain't really got 15 minutes, if you know what I'm saying, but you really need to go ahead and get your hair deep conditioned, this is like the perfect thing for y'all. I promise y'all would absolutely love this heating cap. This ain't a paid sponsorship. I really do love this thing. I literally just pop this thing on my head and do whatever I need to do, y'all. And it is absolutely amazing. Like I said, very comfortable, very durable. If you got $40 to spend, I definitely recommend it. And don't worry, because I will be putting the website that I bought this from in the description box below. Cool? All right, so the very next one is this baby. The Q-Redew. So I know that y'all have seen the Q-Redew. I personally first seen this on Facebook. And the reason why I personally bought this Q-Redew was not to condition my hair, actually, was to stretch it out. My hair tends to shrink even after I pick it out, but ever since I started using this Q-Redew, I get the volume and the like that fro that I always wear. I get that literally by using this. So this Q-Redew is a handheld steamer. So basically what you do is you pop off this little green baby right here, and you fill it up with water, and then you put it back in. You're gonna plug it in. Do not fill this up with do not plug this in first and then fill it up with water. You want to fill it up with water first and then plug it in. Of course, safety hazard. That's why I want to put that disclaimer out there. I ain't got time for y'all to be getting electrocuted and y'all blaming me for it. Nope, Brownie Locks didn't tell y'all that. Brownie Locks told y'all what to do, and it's on the instructions just in case if y'all do buy it. So y'all ain't about to sue me. Anyways, but yeah, so you're going to take this baby off, fill it up with water, plug this in. As soon as you plug it in, it's going to blink red and off, red and off, red and off. Then once it stops blinking, then the light is going to stay on red, and that lets you know that it's ready. Sometimes, though, when I press this button right here, it'll start over like it's warming up again, which is fine. I just wait for it to warm up, and then boom, it's ready to go. So once the red light comes on completely, you're just going to press this button here and hold it down, and then steam immediately starts coming out of it. And so you don't want to fill it up with water, with too much water. You want to do it just right. And if you do buy one of these, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. It'll take longer for the water to come out if you put too much water in this green thing right here. But you don't want to overfill it with water anyway, because then the water will drip out. And yeah, it's not necessarily that it's messy, but yeah, it's just best to just do it at the mark that you're supposed to. It just makes things easier, you know. But yeah, so you literally just take this, and you can actually detangle your hair and deep condition your hair with this at the same time. So that steam, of course, that's heat, and that steam, you know, the heat coming from the steam is opening up your cuticles, and then, you know, and it's deep conditioning your hair, literally. And like I said, you're detangling while you're doing this, so you get that whole 2-for-1. Again, the only con to this, actually it's two cons. The first con is, of course, you have to stand there and deep condition your hair, right? But the second con is this thing is $80. $80. So if you got it, then I definitely recommend it. But the pro is that it deep conditions your hair very fast. When I did it, it took me like 10 minutes. But I still let the conditioner sit in my hair because that's just me. I just prefer it to sit in my hair. But yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing. And again, if you got the $80 to spend on it, yeah, I definitely recommend it. All right, and the very last thing, and I'm going to have to grab it. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all, I'm back. The very last thing I wanted to show y'all was this baby. So this is similar to an over-the-hair hair dryer, except this straps around your chin and, of course, sits on top of your head. And what you do is you take your own blow dryer and you connect this little hole right here and put the blow dryer in there. And of course, depending on what kind of blow dryer you have and how your standards are, you could do it as high and as low as you want. This thing is really amazing. It accumulates heat very, very well. It accumulates heat so well that, y'all, I had to turn it down because my scalp get hot and then I get hot and everything. But it's very, very comfortable. And it stays on well. You have this little part right here that you fasten, you know, depending on what size your head is. I got a big forehead, so, you know, I have to get that thing right, you know. Make sure that thing tight. Make sure that thing stay. The only thing that I will say be aware of is these Velcro. I actually got one of my twists caught on these, and it took me a minute to get it off so that I would not rip off my hair. So please, please, please be careful of this Velcro, y'all, when y'all are putting these on. Also, if you want, you can put a plastic bag over your head even with this on. I definitely recommend that though anyway. You could put your whatever to protect your hair or whatever, even if you're drying your hair from a ride set, whatever you want to do. You definitely could do that. But yes, just like I said, just be careful of the Velcro. Just pay attention and watch what you're doing. That's basically the part I wanted to say. And of course, just like the sitting up under the hairdryer, you can't walk around or nothing unless you got like a handheld blow dryer that's mobile. I ain't never seen one. But yeah, so you just got to sit there and wait for your hair to decondition. But again, you know the heat's going to open up those cuticles. The heat's coming, of course, from the blow dryer, so you don't have to sit for hours or even 30 minutes unless that's what you want to do. And yeah, you can deep condition your hair in like 10-15 minutes with this. So if you don't mind sitting down, then you're good to go. And I want to say I lied because I said that was like the very last one, but it's actually not. Another thing you can simply do is when you take a shower, you don't have to put on a shower cap if you don't want to, but in my opinion, I feel like it's good to put on like a shower cap or a plastic bag so that heat can really accumulate. But deep condition your hair while you're taking a shower. It's literally the same thing. The steam that's accumulating in the shower is, you know, can also open up your cuticles. So, and then of course, you know, you are already paying for your water bill, so hey, might as well, you know, might as well use the shoe without having to pay no extra money for it. So yes, those are all the ways that I have deep conditioned my hair. And again, y'all already know my heating cap is my favorite one. I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad that I invested in it. But if you have the money, if you have the time, this is something for everybody. So yes, that is it. That is the end of my video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope these tips work for y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.